Welcome to the Christy Sports Show, coming to you live today from the equipment room here at Bullitt County High School. Standing next to this amazing trophy. This is the Myron Penn Trophy, thanks to Myron, who donated this many years ago. And it's the trophy that's given to the winner of the Battle of Highway 29. Booker T. Washington and Bullitt County have been playing each other a number of years, and it's been a number of years since Bullitt County had this trophy until last year. In fact, when you look at the trophy, you can see it looks like the Eagles from over there in Macon County have had it longer than us, because they have Fight Eagles Fight right here, and we don't have one over here. I was complaining to Coach Spears about that today. I said, we're going to have to take this back to the trophy shop because we need to have something for the Hornets on this side to balance that out. So we are so excited that the Hornets came out victorious on Friday night, so we could return this trophy to where it belongs, right here in Bullitt County. So the Hornets did win Friday night. It was a close win. 24-18 was the final score. It went back and forth throughout the night, and we're going to talk to Coach Spears some about that today and what makes him think we came out victorious. So I'm so excited to do that. But in the meantime, we're going to talk about this trophy a little bit more. The trophy presentation started in 2000. The rivalry had started in 1990, and last year was the first time since 2011 that the Hornets won. And so this year, we have the second year in a row where it's bringing it back, and that makes school history. I think that's the first time we've had the trophy 2 years in a row. So we're really excited to have this back in our trophy case here in Bullitt County for another year. And as you can see, it is a huge trophy. I don't know exactly how tall it is, but I'm 5'3", and I can't reach the top of it. So we know it's pretty tall. And like I said, you can see it has Highway 29 here in Bullock and Macon County on there. So if you have any questions about the trophy or about the game, go ahead and start sending those in to us now so that we can be ready to answer those when we get Coach Spears in here for that segment of the show.
And we have somebody that says it's going to be here for a while.
Let's hope so.
Chili Cooks.
Thank you, Councilman Cooks. We really hope that you're right about that. This was a huge win for the Bullitt County team, and we're excited about the Hornets making that win and making it 2 years in a row. So thank you for watching, Councilman Cooks, and thank you for your comment. So when we come back, we're going to sit down with our player of the week, and then after that, our Coach Spears, and we'll take your questions. But right now, we came to you a little early today so we could check out the boys while they're watching film in the film room next door. You've heard Coach Spears talk about how they do that every week to see the mistakes they made, see what they did right, and they can use that to coach the kids so they can make fewer mistakes next week or this week. So we're really excited to get a sneak peek on how that works. So we're going to go into the film room and see the boys watching film this afternoon. Before we do that, we're going to take a look around the equipment room. This is my favorite thing in the equipment room. We have the Bullitt County High School vision statement and mission statement. And those are the things we really want to have our kids think about every day, whether it's sports, school, academics. But we have a vision and mission and core values that we emphasize to the students all the time. And the core values, as you can see, are safety, integrity, communication, transparency, commitment, respect, accountability, diversity, discipline, financial stability, and continuous improvement. Now, I think those are core values we could all use in our life for anything, but especially for our high school students. So come on in to the room where they're watching film.
All right, you guys want to pull this up. We didn't get the first kickoff on. But you see right here, this is the first play of the game. Defensive line, all of our heads should be the same. You notice that his head is up and everybody's head is back? All right, the University of Miami back in the 80s, they used to all cheat the line of scrimmage. They would all be in the neutral zone. But because they all were doing it, the referee thought they all had to be right. But when one of us is up and the other three are back, they can say that this guy lines up in the neutral zone. All right, so you want to all be even. Look to the side and see where guys are at. All right, we're lined up very well right here. Alignment is so crucial. They should have ran this play all night. All right, we did not look very good against this. All they ran was ISO. All they ran was ISO. They turned Zay out. Zay, you got to fight to get back inside by maintaining outside leverage. For some reason, Kamal, you run right into the line. Was a blitz call? Probably not the first play of the game. So you're in a sprinter stance instead of a linebacker stance, and you're too tight to the line of scrimmage. You should be 5 yards from the ball.
Hey, coach, I think he did call
He called blitz, coach. He said the first.
That's what I believe.
Okay,
Yeah, he
then.
blitz.
Well, the blitz, this is why blitz is not always good, because we get caught. And when we get caught right here, y'all see that huge gap? That's a huge gap.
Coach, go back, coach. The only reason they got that play, Grant, because you're on the wrong side. Remember, you and Bo had to be on the
Hey,
same
guys, we'll
side.
talk about it later. All right, and so, and Coach Vine, I got a couple of questions to ask him about him when he get here. But what happened right here, we don't have enough people over there, and we have 2 butts in 1 hole. All right, we have to get off this block sooner, Kenny. When you notice this run, we got to get off this block. Good job running to the ball, Zay. We get lucky and get a holding penalty right here. All right, is this right, Cottrell? No, we never turn our back to the ball. Stay in your back pedal as long as you can. That's going to be most important. That guy's just running you off. That's a little league move. Just run the guy, run with you. You got to notice that they're running the football because you're the contained guy. All right, you're loafing, Foster. It's the second play here. They're behind the stick because they got a holding call. Just like us, BTW shoots himself in the foot. Guys, we're going to play good team that's not going to help us out. And this guy's wide open because we blitz and he drops the ball. Good teams are going to catch this ball. Right here, all right, Brian blitz, and we end up with 2 butts in the same hole. And I know, Zay, you probably was supposed to go inside and saw him going outside, but if he goes inside there, now we lose gap integrity. So everybody has to play their gap. Everybody has to do their job. We're beat on the first play and the second play, but BTW can't get out of their own way. It's the 3rd play from scrimmage. This is not bad. Are we in black?
Yep.
I have 2 problems. Kenny, if you're in black, you thought you were going to run a wheel?
Yep.
Okay, the problem with that is you got to be closer to him because then if they get you end up getting picked. See how this guy's open?
Yes, sir.
All right, up top, if we're in man cover, you should be inside Cottrell, right? He's on the sideline, so he's not going to run an out route. Not bad coverage, a horrible throw. All right, and if we're 9-3 Bocat, you should be running to the flats. What should he be doing, Kamal? You should backpedal. If you backpedal, you be right there when they throw the ball. That'll be a pick, Foster. But you ran to the flats. That's in cover 3. We're in man. You can't just say, I see a guy over there, I'm going to run to the guy. You got to hold that and then run to the guy. We want them to throw the short route. All right, this is now 3rd down. Can't even go across the hall.
Well, this is just better. I can see the screen.
Okay, I was wrong about the last thing. This is 3rd down. Not bad coverage. Great job collisioning your man right here, Kenny. Got to watch Kenny doing what he's coached to do, and then the guy still gets away from him. That's little Michael King. Still gets away from him, but he doesn't quit on the play. And because he doesn't quit on the play, he jars the ball loose from the defender. This is why I love football. See, in basketball, you can't defend the free throw line. There's no defense for that. There is no free throw line in football. I love the
call there too, coach.
Yeah, excellent. But I love the fact that even though we're beat, we can make him drop the ball by being more physical. Excellent job right here, Kenny. Perfect timing, legal hit. Now this happens because Cam and who is this? Cam and Kamal. I'm sorry, Kamal and Bocat gets great quarterback pressure. See, that's not a great throw. He has to throw off his back foot, has to be very athletic because of the pressure. So that's a great job of the defense getting off the field. Excellent job right there. Now they're punting the ball. We should have blocked it. If you block a punt, it's a 78% chance you're going to win the game. You block the punt,
Okay. This must be the.
This is the player of the week.
All
Welcome back over here to
right.
the equipment room where we have Cameron Lewis as our player of the week. I forgot to give a shout out to our sponsors when we got started. Today's show is brought to you by Fred Youngblood, and we're so excited to have Mr. Youngblood as a sponsor. We also have Autry's Field Paint, it's based out of Florida, and they give us a great deal on the field paint that we use here at Bullitt County High School. So we want to thank them too for sponsoring our show and for all they do for the program, because I know that's really important to have a good looking field so people know where to go, isn't it? You got to have good paint lines on there. So thank you, Cameron, for joining us today, and congratulations on being the player of the week. That's exciting. Coach Spears told me that today that you scored out at a 94, which is pretty impressive. Well, you know, I was noticing when the coach was showing y'all the film that on the side of the board there's some things written up there, some tips, and one of them's to be coachable. And I think when you're saying you can get better, that's one way to be coachable, to recognize that you can get a little bit better. But you had a great game. Tell everybody what position you play.
Well, I play both sides, offense and defense. In defense, I play defensive tackle, and offense, I play left guard.
So when you're playing left guard, what's your main job?
The main job is protect the quarterback at all times. Like letting nobody.
Now, have you ever seen the movie about The Blind Side? Isn't that what position he plays, is left guard? Yeah, because you have to protect the quarterback, or else nobody you don't have much of a game.
Yeah.
Well, Coach Spears was telling me before we got started today how much better you've gotten this year. You told me you played all 4 years, so this is your senior year. You're thinking about going to college and playing some in college too, which would be really exciting. But how can you tell that you've gotten better since last year?
I seen that improve from last year and the first year and second year. I seen that improve a lot.
Well, how can you tell that you've gotten better? What can you see a difference in yourself on?
Well, I accept my coaching. I accept the spots that I can play, and I allow them to bring the opportunities to me.
So you learned how to be coachable. That's great. Well, Coach Spears also said that you gave an amazing speech at the summer camp. Tell me about that.
Well, at the summer camp, it was like for the words of the seniors. And as you play 4 years or 3 years, you see like what every senior been through, and you like, man, it's my time to give a speech. It's my final words for them to carry on till they become seniors, because the words that you give be very important. So I was thinking like the way that I was feeling and stuff, like all the 4 years I seen, for every senior that I came by with, they would try to give it all. And I want to make sure like they give it all for me, and I'll give it all for them. So, yeah.
And so you imported part of those words not only to your teammates that are your age, but also for the younger ones too, to kind of let your legacy live on for the younger kids.
Yeah.
That's great. And I know it has been a hard 4 years playing football over here, because you had a couple of years where you didn't have any wins. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
So how was last year and this year's team different? How did it feel different to you?
Well, for last year, it was like we came in so late, and we really didn't have the time to put like the time to build up our team chemistry and all that. Even though like some of us played together, but we really didn't have that team chemistry set. But now from this year, we all been playing football since we was like little kids, backyard to rec, middle school. So we had a team chemistry set already. So when we came, we just bond in, and we just got to play together and get better.
Well, that is awesome, and I know it does make a big difference when you have the coaches here to help you. I know Coach Spears talks a lot about building a program versus building a team, and the chemistry that you have to build together when you build a program. Can you tell the difference between the program versus the team concept?
Well, you can, when it comes to building the program and the team, you can build a team, but if you don't build that program up, you can just have that one set of good team, that whole series that you've been in. When you build a program up, it makes everybody get better. So when one class leave, you have somebody step up into a role as you go by your coaching years.
And so can you see that some of the kids that are juniors and sophomores this year are getting ready to step up and be the team leaders next year?
Yeah, big time.
Good. Well, you have a big game coming up this week against Beulah. It's another away game, so you're on the road again. What are your expectations for the Beulah? You can never let up. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Cameron, and congratulations again on being the player of the week.
Thank you.
And we'll see you Friday night on the field.
So,
Thank you. We'll be right back with Coach Willie Spears, and if you can ask Coach Spears to join us, I'm going to show everybody all this great equipment that we have over here. Another look at the amazing trophy. I think we looked at some of the jerseys we've had in the past, but this year we got new jerseys for the team. So we have these more form-fitting jerseys that are fitted. so that people can't grab on to the extra, any extra fabric or anything when people are going through. Hey, Coach. Good. How are you?
It's Coach Oliver walking in. What's he getting?
Look at something.
Oh.
Well, we're gonna go get Coach Spears so he can join us for the recap of the game and talk about what we need to do to get ready for next week. In the meantime, we're going to talk about the Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
Okay.
Fellowship of Christian Athletes is a great sponsor of the football team and the football program. If you aren't familiar with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, they encourage folks to use a Christ-like attitude in everything they do, but especially in their athletic pursuits. And so we're really excited about the FCA and all they've done for us and what they have done for this team. So thank you to the FCA for all they've done, and thanks again to our sponsor Fred Youngblood and to Autry Field Paint. All right, we got Coach Spears in here. Are we gonna put the
trophy? Can you have it? It's big.
I know it is. I couldn't reach the top of it when I had it on that table.
Ugh.
Careful. Is my cover is up a little bit.
That's fine. About the same size.
I know.
It's bigger than some of our players for real.
Well, we're so excited to have you here, Coach. That was a great win against Booker T. Washington. So tell us a little bit about what you did in the week to get prepared for the game.
One thing we had to do is control their emotions. The community is crazy. I mean, it's ridiculous. I'm talking about everybody from the drug dealer to the preacher is emotionally involved in every game we play, especially BTW. So I had people coming up to me that I didn't even know, we got to win this week. I'm talking women. Coach, are we ready? So our players feel all that pressure. We had to let them know, guys, it's a football game. We're concerned about the football game. Don't worry about all the other stuff. And so that was a big part of it.
Mr. Calloway's in the office.
That's a big part of it.
If Mr. Calloway is watching us on Facebook Live, please go to the office
You need to go to the
now.
office, Mr. Calloway. They caught you. And so the other thing we did was work on fundamentals. Let's just be who we are. Get better at being Bullitt County. That was a big part of it. And then the other part of it was we wanted to make sure that we were going to be the more physical team. So that Tuesday we tried to simulate the actual game on the football field. Quarter by quarter, what we thought they were going to run, what we were going to try to run it. And we was hoping that we didn't turn over. We turned over at the end. We tried to give the game away, I guess, to keep the fans involved.
I know y'all were up so long, and then all of a sudden they got close.
It became a game.
Yeah, that's not the way you want to
Not
end a game.
at all. We don't
Not
like
at
it. The
all.
fans thought it was probably good, but we didn't. So
Yeah.
it was a big win, and I think only first time in school. It's the first time in school history we beat them back to back. So that was big. And our freshman class, our quarterback, when he was a freshman, he said, "Coach," after that he said, "Coach, I want to beat BTW every year." He's one of them guys that said, "I want to leave here saying we never lost to BTW." And I said, "Well, man, that's a big task when we've never beat them back to back. So let's do one at a time." And so it could have went either way both years, and we found a way to get it done. So it was exciting.
Well, and I'm glad you were able to get it done without going into triple overtime this year. I know you were too.
My heart can't help take all that.
Yeah. Well, you did have some amazing stats this week against BTW. You had 43 rushes for a total of 262 yards, 60% on your passing completion. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, then at every game we played, we thrown a pick, except for this game, so that's good.
Yeah, no interceptions and only one turnover with a fumble, so that's really good. And 24 points scored, so that's really amazing. And we've already talked to Cameron Lewis, who was our player of the week, and what a fine young gentleman he is. He's such a great kid. I know you're proud to have that kind of leadership in your senior class, and having played here 4 years, that's nice to have that length of time on the team as well. But you had some other great players that stood out on Friday night. Tell us about those.
This was the hardest week to pick the player of the week. You know, it just was difficult. Xavier Hilton played tremendous. He played defensive end and he played our H-back position. Unbelievable. And then our snapper was injured. So he had to be the long snapper for punt and EP field goal. So he had a lot that he had to do. He was so close to getting it. Cam edged him out because Cam graded out a 94%.
Yeah,
that's unbelievable. I mean, for an offensive lineman, it's so easy to find flaws. You step with the wrong foot. The way we grade them is alignment, assignment, and performance. So they have to be lined up right. We have to have the right splits. On some plays, we want wide splits. Some plays, we want tight splits. Some plays, we want medium. Then we'll grade them on assignment. Did you go where you were supposed to go? And once you got there, did you execute? So it's just a lot, you know, on a kid to be able to grade out 94. And Coach Harris, A.T. Harris is the offensive line coach, and he grades him very hard. And so for him to get a 94 was big. Then he also played defense for us. So Cameron, who wasn't a more athletic guy, usually your athletic big guy play defense. That wasn't him last year. This year he's turned into that guy, and so it was great. But Xavier Hilton had a great game. Our kicker, Mr. Vasquez Jose, we call him Primo, unbelievable game, great kicks, made a field goal early in the game to get us on the board. Did a great job punting the ball and flipping the field, as well as Bryant Grant. He had a good game as well. We thought he could have caught a couple punts, and that would have kind of changed things and made it a little bit better for him. But he did a great job at running back for us. And, of course, Kenny played well like he normally does. And so it was a good game, and it's always good when picking the player of the week is different.
That is always good. I know Kenny, who was our WSFA Player of the Week a couple of weeks ago, had 2 touchdowns, rushing touchdowns, and had 93 yards in rushing, which is pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah.
And then you talk about Grant, he had 4 rushes for 65 yards, one of which was 42 yards long.
Yes.
That's great. Those are the kind of things that get the momentum building and can really get a crowd enthusiastic.
And you can't pick on Kenny. You can't say we got to stop 4, we'll win. Well, we'll give it to somebody else. You know, so those other guys have to step up so that people can't say they only have one good player. And we're getting better each week, and we're excited about that. But, yeah, they all played good. Grant had a touchdown pass. If he would have caught that touchdown pass, he probably would have been player of the week. And so he's young. He's a sophomore. He has plenty more time to get it. Kenny is a senior, and so is Cameron. So we're happy for Cameron and excited for the big boys, for the Hogs, to get a player of the week.
Exactly. Well, we were talking about how important the offensive line is, and he said he played left tackle a good bit, and you know, The Blind Side, everybody's favorite football movie.
That's right.
You know, that's a very important position on the field. So we're excited that Cameron was there, played well, did what he was supposed to do, and protected the quarterback, so the quarterback can make some of these great plays that he talked about.
Yeah, we need it. Without the offensive line, you don't have a chance. I tell people all the time. People in the stands may not realize it, but the game is won in the trenches. The offensive line and defensive line, that decides who wins the football game. So our O-line and D-line outplayed their O-line and D-line, and therefore we came out victorious.
Well, we're so glad to have this trophy back in Bullitt County where it belongs, and I hope it does stay here for 4 years or longer in a row. The Battle of Highway 29, it needs to be won, and it needs to stay here for a while.
Definitely.
But we can't look back, we got to look forward. So this Friday we're playing Beulah, and I know this is a big game for us and for Beulah because we're both 1-2 in the conference. So it's kind of a must-win for both teams. Tell us what you're doing to get ready for Beulah.
Well, one, we're telling them that BTW was exciting, but it didn't have anything to do with the playoffs. You know, so it was a great game, but it doesn't have anything to do with what our ultimate goals are, and that's to make the playoff for the first time in school history. With that being said, Beulah's very good. Last year they came into the game 5-0, and we found a way somehow to beat them on homecoming, which was unbelievable. The game could have went either way. Kentavious Pugh's now serving our country in the Army. He returned a punt late in the game that sealed the victory, that actually won the game for us. And then right before that, maybe 2 seasons before that, Caleb Jones got on an onside kick that we didn't see coming. You know, sometimes you know they're going to onside kick.
Yeah.
They did an onside kick. Nobody saw it coming. Caleb Jones got on the ball, and that saved a possession. We ended up winning a tight game. I believe it's going to be tight again this year. It could go either way. We're playing at their place. That's going to be difficult, but our boys do play real good on the road. So it's going to be tough. They got a new coach, and they're trying to feel their way out. I think they're 3-2 overall, 1-2 in the conference, as you said. But right now we're watching film of our mistakes from last week, and then we're going to go out today, go over those mistakes, install some new things that Beulah hasn't seen yet for this week, and then tomorrow we'll be in full pads, we call Bloody Tuesday, and kind of have a very intense practice, back off them a little bit Wednesday, and do a walkthrough Thursday, and get ready to go to war on Friday. We both need this victory. I would say whoever loses has almost no shot at making the playoffs. And so that's a big game for us. I don't know if our guys can handle the pressure. We don't play well under pressure. So we got to find a way this week to remind them, just like last week, it's a football game. It's not open heart surgery. It's a football game. It's not a murder trial. It's a football game. So if we can just focus on that and just get better each day. In order to win Friday, you got to win Monday. You know, and so that's our focus this week.
Well, and I know you gave me the scouting report, and I'm set it down over here when we were moving this trophy around, but this is your scouting report for Beulah. And that's one of the things you said in here to the team is you got to win on Monday if you're going to win on Friday, and you got to win on Tuesday and Wednesday and every day of the week. So it's one game at a time. What else are you looking for from Beulah? What are you warning the kids about, and what are you expecting to see from them?
Well, they're going to run the football. They like to run their quarterback. He's a good athlete. They're very well coached. They're going to do what their coach tells them to do. They're not going to make mistakes. They're not going to beat themselves. And I think that needs to become us, where we don't make mistakes to defeat ourselves. And we're not there yet. And so we got to hang on. I believe if you're playing on the road and it's close, you're probably going to lose. So we don't want it to be close. We think if we don't turn the ball over and we just play Bullock County football, it won't be. Now, we're not going to blow anybody out. But what I mean by close is we need a miracle at the end to win. You usually don't get that on the road. So we don't want a miracle. We just want to play football. And so we respect Beulah, respect what their coaches have done. They had an off week last week, so they got 2 weeks to get ready for us. We only have 1 week. So that's a big difference, and that's difficult. And
well, it gives them a chance too if they have any injured players for them to get rested up and get well and get all of their players back on the field where they need to be. Speaking of injured players, do we have an injury report from the week?
Yeah, we have Lee. Lee is hurt, but I think he'll be back this week. Jaquavius Lee played linebacker for us, and he also snaps on our EP field goal. And then we have a couple guys that'll be back soon. Keldrick Caldwell will be back, Southside Selma game, and we're excited about that. But no other major injury. A lot of nicks is football, so somebody has a dislocated finger, somebody has a bum knee, somebody's ankle is hurting. But we'll get Lee back, and that's going to be good for us depth-wise. But other than that, everybody seems to be healthy.
Well, that's great. Going into this part of the season where we're on the road and we really have the games that count to get us into the playoffs, we need healthy players. So we're excited to know that everybody's too banged up now, and maybe we can keep everybody on the field on Friday night.
Yes, we need them. We definitely need them.
And well, speaking of things we need, we also need our fans there Friday night. I know, Coach, I wasn't there this past Friday night, and you said maybe I shouldn't show up at the games. If y'all are losing, I have to leave.
We're undefeated when you're not there, Christy. I'm a stat guy. The data doesn't lie. I mean, when Christy Crow shows up, we lose. Real time, were you there?
I was there.
St. James, were you there?
I was there.
Pike Road, were you there?
I was there.
We lost all those games. Okay, Daveville, were you there? We won. Okay, Tuskegee, BTW, were you there? We won. Okay, so
I have to say this. If you may see me on Facebook the last 4 Saturdays, I've been wearing the same orange and blue dress to all the games.
and it works.
And it's worked for
So
all.
it's not for Nick.
It's not
It's
for
your
Nick.
dress.
It's my dress.
Coach Malzahn, if you're watching, y'all stop all that practicing and all that film breakdown. Just make sure Christy Crow washes her shirt and well, she don't even got to wash it. As long as she bring it to the game. That's been a secret weapon.
That is a secret
It's
weapon.
a lot of points this weekend now.
I know. It was a good weekend to be an Auburn Tiger.
Man, they look good. What are they going to do against Florida this week?
It's the same kind of thing that you're talking about. We're going to be on the road. That's a tough environment in the swamp. I think we can do it. We have the talent to do it, but it's going to be a tough road game.
I mean, the defense y'all have is amazing.
Yeah,
They're really good. I'm interested and anxious to see you guys play LSU.
Yeah, that's going to be another road game, too.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
just have
At
the
night.
month of October. Yeah. The month of October is tough on Auburn. Death Valley at night is tough
Could
on
you get
Auburn.
everyone to wear that dress? Like, could you work it out where everyone in the stadium wears your dress?
that could work.
That's probably, that's probably, I won't say it's the only chance they have, but it's tough to win at Death Valley at night when they're playing this good.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
their quarterback is playing better than anybody thought he would.
Yeah, that he is, but we're going to worry about that.
One
after
game at a
this
time.
week.
One game at a time. You sound like Charles Barkley. That's what he said. He said, one thing about LSU, he said, we're focused right now on Florida. One game at a time.
Well, that's what you're telling these boys in here. They're
that's true.
focused on Beulah. We're not worried about anything after this Friday night. We're focused on Beulah, and that's where we should be focused.
We say eat the food that's in front of you.
Amen.
Don't worry about the other food. Eat. You got this in front of you. Finish your food. Then we'll think about the next one.
Amen. Well, Kim, do we have any questions on Facebook?
No.
It's always good when we don't have questions.
That's because you're winning.
Yeah.
You're always popular when you're
Well,
winning.
check out my man Autry Gold Line Field Paint and Stencils. They're out of Jay, Florida. They've been great to the Bullock County Hornets. We really appreciate Brett Autry and his family. our field, when it's painted, the youth league uses it, and they had a great homecoming this weekend at our field. And then the middle school has a big game tomorrow, and then of course the high school plays there. But that field is painted by us, but we use the paint from Rick Autry's company, Autry's Gold Line. So Kim, you could get a close up of that logo. You guys can check them out. If you got a little league team or any type of team, it's great. They have great customer service. They'll drive it out to you. If it's your first time, they don't care where you are. They'll drive to you. They want to meet everybody face to face, see the field, and they just do a tremendous job. Next year, we're going to try to order a BC logo.
That'd be awesome.
Put that in the middle of the field. Yeah, we weren't able to do that this year. We'll try to do that next year.
That'll be a great thing to have. And now that we're all Hornets from
That's right.
Youth League on up, it'll be great to have that Hornets right there in the middle of the field for all of our games.
Yep, no doubt.
Well, thank you, Coach Spears. We are looking forward to seeing y'all play Beulah on Friday night. And
if we're losing at halftime,
I get to leave.
Be the first time I've ever done this in my life. I'll be looking for you in the stands and asking you to go home and check out Kim's Facebook page and see the rest of the game, or Darren Caldwell, but you will not be allowed to stay in the stands.
Speaking of Kim's, if you're coming to the game Friday night, which we need you there, go by Adams and get your Bullitt County Hornets swag from Kim. They've got T-shirts and hats and anything you need.
And custom made. You
custom
get,
made.
You get whatever where can you go and you say, I don't like that shirt, I want one like this. And they say, no problem, we'll make it for you.
Exactly.
Curvin Lewis Sr. just came on. Can you tell him who Player of the Week is?
Player of the Week is Cameron Lewis. You may know him. Curvin has 5 boys, and they all look different. They all have different body types. You know, they're all super smart. But I have different. And I said, how in the world are their body types all different? He said, I was once all those body types. the older one, he really buff. He said, yeah, I used to look like that, and then go down. And then Cam, he has the more chunkier body, but that's what we need.
Yeah.
We don't need him all. We need somebody that's going to block somebody. And he's actually lost a lot of weight. I told him to stop losing. I said, look, man, you're a lineman. Stop trying to be cute. You can do that after you graduate. We need you to be big, muscular, and fierce and scary. So stop trying to lose weight and get all these muscles. And so he dislocated his finger 2 games ago and popped it back in himself.
No, he didn't.
He's just been a different kid. I mean, last year he was finding a way to get out of practice. And now he's going off on guys for not finishing the drills. He's going off on guys for talking in the huddle. I mean, he's turned into a tremendous leader. So we're so proud of Cameron and what he's done. And his dad, mom, has done an excellent job of raising him. And he's a 4.0 kid.
Yeah, he was telling me before we went on the air that he was thinking about going to LaGrange College or college over in Atlanta after he graduates in 2020, and he seemed really excited about what the future holds for him. So I'm hoping that he has a great year this year, not only on the field but off the field. We were looking about your core values over there for Bullitt County High School, and also the ones you had on the chalkboard in the film room, and those are both great. And we were talking about how important it was to be coachable. And I think he definitely has realized how important that is, and he talked about that a little bit during his
And it
segment.
shows he's changed. You know, he wasn't a knucklehead that had to behave. He was a lazy kid that had to realize the grind is part of the process. He has embraced the grind, and it shows if he can change, then all of them can change. You know, he's one of many great students. We have about 5 or 6 players that are top students in the school as well. And so he didn't need to change that. I mean, he's been a tremendous student. He's one of our peer tutors. We have study hall. But as far as understanding the grind that it takes every day, we ran the mile this summer, and he beat about 15 skinny guys.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he ran. It wasn't a great time, but for a lineman it was. He ran a mile in 9:24, which is for a guy that weighs over 260 pounds is great.
Yeah,
you know?
that's fast.
Oh, yeah.
Carrying around 260 pounds.
We have some wide receivers that came in over 10. You don't even get any points becoming over 10. So we let them know, guys, you can't play for us if a lineman can beat you. That's you lack the mental fortitude that it takes to be a great football player, and you're lazy. You know, and so Cameron, he's the one that sets that bar high, and we really appreciate it.
Well, we do, and we appreciate his family for supporting him, because I know playing football or any sport is not just the player on the field, not just the coaches, but it's also their family that's getting them to practice and supporting them and helping them all the way they can, and feeding those big boys.
It's a lot of feed, and he's a lot stronger than his dad. Kim can tell you, my car broke down the other day. What street is that, Kim?
What is that Main Street?
The main
Prairie
street.
No, right in front of Ryan's Wings and Gibson's.
82.
82. My car broke down. Kerwin was there. Come to the rescue. Let me help you, coach. He was about to die. We pushed him about 20 yards.
Shh, let's don't get into that.
Oh, see, nobody want to talk about it because he used to work her out. So they pushed it. But if it was Cameron Lewis, he would have pushed it by himself. Would have been no problem if it was Cameron Lewis. Would have been no problem.
Now, Scott Taylor from Warner Robins, is
That's
that
my buddy, Coach
Georgia?
Taylor.
He wants to know about the carrot cake, but also he said because of camps, Coach, you said it at FCA camp this summer.
Yep, we always said the truth be told. We always did it black and gold. He said it at camp. He lives in Georgia, but he keeps up with us. Great guy. My family and I go to St. Simon's Island the first week of July every year. And so for the last 8 years, Scott and I and 300 other coaches and their families hang out. And so you meet these people and they become buddies over the years. And Scott's cool. He really only watches the show because he wants a cake.
And he hadn't even bought a ticket, has he?
I think he thinks
Tell him to send me some money.
Yeah, tell him to That's right. That's how it works, Scott. He thinks it's a charity case. Yeah, good to see you, Coach.
Well, speaking of cakes, when are we going to give away that cake? The sin cake. You were telling us about
That's
it
right. Yes, she
a couple
wants
weeks
it.
ago.
Maybe today.
Oh, good.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Terrell Tarver said about Cam, that's called great environment. I'm proud of him.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Terrell's a great guy. Graduated from here, I think, in '94. He may correct me. And he does a lot of speaking and things now on the road. He lives in Georgia. I was actually speaking in Augusta, Georgia, and he walked up. He said, "What's up, man? I'm from Bullock County." I'm like, "How'd you get to Augusta?" "Well, I live in Atlanta. I saw a flyer that said you were speaking. I had to come over here and say what's up." And his dad's a huge supporter of the community. So thanks so much for watching. And he sends
go ahead.
motivational speeches all the time. So it's pretty cool.
That's great. That is great. Another thing that we're doing to raise a little money for the team is the Coach for a Day or Coach for a Week program. So we're selling tickets at Adams Pecans for that too.
Right, working on that. Got a lot of things. Go by Adams Pecans and talk to them. They'll tell you how you can help us.
Yeah. Al Scott says, can you tell us about Luke and the impact he has had on this season?
Well, Luke is doing good. Luke is a big, tall boy.
Wait a minute, which Luke now? You got 3.
We got 40 Lukes. And his Kim's favorite is Luke Seth. She spoils him. I told her, Kim's everybody's mom. I said, Kim, I'm trying to get in your business. You got a lot of babies. 40 of them. And they all got better tens than you. And so Luke Seth is her favorite. Luke Arthur is the middle choir one. Luke Viticus is in the band. And Luke James is the one that Mr. Al Scott probably talking about. And so he's doing great. He's still a basketball player. He had 2 big catches in the game, a 2-point conversion, which we really needed because if they would have scored late, they would have won if we didn't get a 2-point conversion. So he caught a pass, and then on a 4th and 6, he caught a pass, a 12-yard reception. So Luke is doing good. He's still like a basketball guy. What I mean, he's kind of not a basketball player, that's soft, but he's not as aggressive as we need him to be. But he's becoming a great wide receiver. And as the weeks go on, he'll get better and better.
Red, every region game is important. How important is this game with Beulah?
Most important. If we don't get this one, we'll be looking for a hope and a wish, a prayer to get in the playoffs. So we got to get Beulah. Unfortunately, Hunter Nation, I have to be honest with you, we play better on the road. We just do. The kids, for whatever reason, are more focused on the road. It seems that even our fans are more in tune and nice and sweet when we're on the road. At home, it's a different vibe. It's not an advantage for us. So hopefully we'll change that the next week when we do play at home again. But our guys like playing on the road. Red knows that this is a big, big game for us, and we're excited about the opportunity.
Curvin Lewis said it was Baskin Street, and I'm not going to tell you what else he said.
Just playing, man. Don't be mad at your son is stronger than you. He's stronger than me, too.
And you got George Hines III watching.
Hello, Mr. George Hines. George coached with us this summer. He's a great guy. He's family to me. He'll be here for homecoming. He's retired military, lives in Tampa now, and he hung out here for 6 weeks doing an internship program with the military. And we're so proud of him. His son goes to the University of South Florida. Son turned 18 years old on the 22nd. September 22nd, I finally got his birthday right. And we're very proud of his son, my godson, Derek Isaiah. Just a tremendous young man. Won a state championship in football, won great awards in track. He's a National Merit Scholar, won great awards as a photographer. He's like a Renaissance kid.
Oh, wow, that's
he's
awesome. So
quiet and humble, and George has done a tremendous job of raising him. And so glad George is watching. George watched last year from Japan. He watched last year from Japan, but now he's out of the military.
He says, hello, Bullock County.
He's looking forward to coming.
Yeah, well, that's gonna be a great welcome home. Hopefully, when we're 2-2.
That's right.
Coming home for homecoming.
He's a Gator fan.
Can I add one more thing? He said it only took you 18 years to remember the birthday.
Like some things need to keep perfect. I'm proud of me. Everything's not for the whole world to.
That's right.
Yeah, well.
Keep
He's a Gator
talking.
fan.
Keep talking, George.
And Christy is a Auburn fan, George. So we're gonna see what
Yeah,
happens. He was at the game
next
today.
week. George, you got to watch next week. One of us are gonna be crying during the game.
You'll be
Speaking of a
good.
2-point conversion, North Carolina, would you have made that call?
Yes, yes and no. This is why you make the call. It's the rule. You ready? If the team you're playing is better than you, you don't go in overtime.
And that's what I figured.
Because eventually the truth is gonna come out.
Yeah.
Like they shouldn't have been in the game that long. So I'm sure Matt Brown's process is we don't even supposed to be in this game. So let's not go into overtime and then the truth comes out and they beat us. Let's just go ahead and win now. But I don't understand the call. They run an option play. They're not an option team.
Yeah.
They fake the dive. They got a quarterback that's not a runner. They brought a guy in motion from the other side. They ran option into the boundary. I don't understand the call. I don't like most people. Again, Matt Brown is coach longer than I've been living. He's 68 years old. He's coached at North Carolina twice, Texas. He was at Florida State, like we don't know, as an assistant, I believe, for a year. Great coach. But run a pick play. That's what everybody runs on the goal line. Run a pick play, send 2 receivers on a slant, send the back out of the backfield on an out, and it's easy to play money quarterback.
Sure,
but
sure.
that was not a great call.
Yeah.
But you want Clemson to lose. That's why you was upset.
Well, it wouldn't hurt my feelings
Yeah,
if they
exactly.
lost.
That's
but,
what it was.
you know,
Did you throw something at the TV?
no,
Oh.
I'm not a thrower.
You're not-
Usually.
it's not you?
No.
You don't lose your cool.
No.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They teach you that in law school.
Mm-hmm.
Although you may want to choke them, do not do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, don't do it. Well, we're so proud to have the trophy back with us here in Bullitt County for another year. Congratulations again to the Hornets for winning the Battle of Highway 29. And get back to work. Those boys need some coaching.
Yep, we got to get it done.
Thank you. Thank you again for joining us for the Christy Crow Sports Show. We'll see you next week. Thanks to our sponsors, Autry's Goal Line Paint and Fred Youngblood, who helped sponsor the Christy Crow Sports Show this week.